Alright, well hello there. This is the ground sloth. And we're gonna go ahead and go over one of Coco's skills in today's video. So this is Coco Guide Part 7. And so we're gonna have Alexa, our other Coco, our other silver-haired defender unit, participate in this battle as we try off Coco's treasure chest. Coco's treasure chest. So it's a decision type skill, and you click on it in battle, and it turns into 4 other skills. So if you were to look at the skill, it opens up and looks like this. Now this is one of my main beefs in this, and the way the game presents this. For example, in PvP, if you were to look at it like this, yes, it tells you what the character can do, but doesn't give you another picture like right over here, for example, showing you the range or the cooldown or the energy cost. So only when I get to her turn will I be able to figure that out. So let's just stand by. Okay. And we got some breakfast, and I don't know what she gave herself. It looked like a thumbs up. Did she just eat a human hand for breakfast? So let's go ahead and take a look. We click on this skill right over here and see how it turns into 4 other skills. Now the number next to each skill there corresponds to how many usages are left. And once you're out of usages, that's it for the whole battle. There's no way to refresh them. So the first skill is Springy Bandage. Now here's what we want to see, right? I would love to be able to see this kind of like information when it's not my turn, or if it's on the enemy Coco in a PvP fight, right? So now right now it says 0 cooldown, right? And it's in green. Well, we know that's because we're happy. So I guess that thumbs up was because that's how you know you got happiness. She's like, I'm happy, thumbs up. Okay, so she did not eat a human hand, everyone. Now it reduces energy consumption by 1 and cooldown by 1. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind for the Springy Bandage. Okay, so Springy Bandage normally would have, I guess, a cooldown associated with it, right? But here it says cooldown 0. What that means is that if somehow it's an instant, right? So does that mean I can use it twice in a row right now? Let's find out. Okay, it heals for 25%. As you can see, it's in a range around her. So we're gonna do this. And we can go again. Okay, so when Coco has a combination of happiness with her skills, right? Because that was an instant skill, normally it goes on a cooldown. However, like, because I had happiness on Coco, I was able to use it again. So I can heal 2 different targets, right? And give them the Springy Bandage, or I can heal the same target twice, which therefore makes it stronger than this next skill by itself in terms of healing, right? Because you get 50% heal, right? However, I think the strongest heal you'll be able to get is using Springy Bandage if you have a happiness buff going into an Ancient Potion. So Ancient Potion has a range of 0 to 3. So if I click on it, right? It's really far away. So really good for healing allies that got like a little too far away from you, like this distance right here. I'll be able to heal Alexa with it. Okay. You can even heal yourself, and it gives an energy to the person that you're targeting. So if you combine both of those, that's a 25% heal and a 45% heal. That's 70% goodness gracious, of Coco's health, right? So, let me pause it real quick. Now, if we all remember this errata, so look at that. So guaranteed, once we get all the talent tree and everything and 5-star, etc., right? Like, but not RNG, right? We don't have to worry about tarot whispers or engravings. A 25% right here plus a 45% is going to be about 7,000 health. Now, when you actually work on tarot whispers just a bit, you'll also find here that's going to turn about to 8,500 health. So yeah, that is a lot. I must. And we're back in combat. So just to kind of note, just kind of how powerful being able to heal the same target of her own max HP is going to be, right? So that's a good combo right there. But since it is an instant, and if you have happiness, it goes down to 0 cooldown. You can use the next 2 skills in tandem as well. Both of these have a 2-turn cooldown, so you wouldn't be able to do the same thing. And neither of these are instant. The only instant one is going to be your springy bandage. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the potion. Just for the effect here. Like, let's see what she puts over his head. Oh, it's a green potion she puts out. Okay, that makes sense. It matches the picture. Now, our Alexei is going to get hit. He's going to strike back. We're just going to let him just chill there. Now, as you can see, it is on a cooldown, right? So, we're just going to have to stand by. Ow. Self-heal. Okay, she gave herself some breakfast there. Okay. Stand by. Okay. No happiness yet. We did not get a thumbs up. But now it's off cooldown. Okay. So be prepared when using the ancient potion to have it go on a cooldown. Okay. Now when you get any skill to a cooldown of 1, that means that you will be able to use the skill next turn. But do know that if you use any of these skills, right? Because all of these skills, like that has a 2-turn cooldown, that has a 2-turn cooldown, this has a 2-turn cooldown. So if you use any of those 3 skills, the entire treasure chest will go on cooldown. So you won't be able to use Springy Bandage or any of the other options for another turn. Okay, so that's something to know. Okay, let's take a look at Snow Lotus. Dispels all debuffs from the target, granting them damage 3, damage reduction 3, and immunity to attribute debuffs. Okay, there's a giant list of attribute debuffs right there. Okay. 30% is a reasonably good chunk of damage reduction. Damage 3, that's a really good increase of damage. Immunity to attribute debuffs is like pretty solid. And 3 turns is a good amount of turns for any sort of buff to last on any of your characters. Well, but here's the thing. Notice that it's in a square around her. So we'll go ahead and we'll give it to Alexei. Although in a lot of cases, you may want to put it on Coco herself if you have her block up. Because if you're going to be that close to an ally, then if you have any of her blocking skills on, you're going to block for your ally. Here I don't, right? So, that's something to consider. Let's just get back in range. We're on cooldown again. Okay. Notice how Coco moves after. She is the slowest defender unit, but she is also a healing supporting type defender class. So that does make sense. Okay, so let's take a look here at her last ability. And that's going to be her hallucinogenic mushroom. It does 30% HP piercing damage, just like a lot of eroder skills that do. So they do 30%. So right now, my Coco currently has an attack down debuff, but it's not going to affect a percentage skill in the slightest, right? So you don't have to worry about that. So Coco doesn't need to have an attack stat necessarily for this particular skill. 30% brings an enemy down to the injured state, which is really nice. In addition to that, you inflict sleep on the enemy, so they're just not going to be able to do anything. And then once their turn hits, it's going to skip, they lose their turn, and they're going to take that infection damage, and then they're going to have the infection debuff on them for the rest of the battle, until, of course, that gets dispelled or they die. Right? I think this is a really good setup for a lot of your destroyer type class units, since they do get damage increases on enemies that have debuffs. And when you put them to sleep with this skill, they can't do anything, so they're sitting ducks. In addition to that injured state from getting them down by 30% HP, you're going to increase the damage they take by a whole bunch. So it's a really good setup skill. It has a range of 3. So as you can see, I could put it on this enemy right here, and she just kind of gets her walk and smacks a mushroom. I do like the mushroom. In the picture, it's purple, but she smacks like a red, white, like Super Mario mushroom, like over at the enemy. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but that is kind of funny. Notice that the enemy has moved already and has taken an infection damage. Okay, so yeah. So that's Coco's treasure chest, right? We'll stand by one more time. Now, we've already talked in the last video how you can increase the healing for her springy bandage and her ancient potion. Okay. Now, there's nothing like healing or attack oriented here. Single target attack deals piercing damage. To my knowledge, there isn't any sort of weapon or trinket that Coco will be able to use that increases piercing type damage. So we don't have to worry about that. Yep, so that's everything we need to know then, therefore, about her Coco's treasure chest. Okay, alrighty. Well, we got some, we're gonna go ahead and talk about those other skills in another video. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Bye!